Hello, hello. Am I live? Am I not live? I guess I am. I am not streaming like a pro. Hi, everybody. This is Jovanka from jovankacrs.com. And my YouTube channel is now the Reclaiming Wellness live show. And oh, hello. It looks like I am live now. Hello, everybody. My name is Jovanka from jovankacrs.com. And my YouTube channel, starting in 2022, has become the Reclaiming Wellness live show. This is a new way to spruce things up with my YouTube channel and potentially with Facebook very soon, where I am, rather than pre-recording videos and editing and posting them, I want to be live and eventually build an audience where people can come and ask me questions. This is the very first broadcast that I am doing where I'm using this new platform called Be Live. So my apologies if things are a little wonky, is because I am completely new to all of the things and I am trying to learn. So I certainly appreciate your patience with me as I navigate this new technology. At least it's new to me. So these Reclaiming Wellness live shows are going to follow more or less the same type of format. And I'll see if there's any way for me to show my on-screen agenda. Let's see. So every week we're going to talk about an herb of the week. I am an herbalist. I love my herbs, and I have to always bring them to you and let you know how amazing they are and how to use them. This week, we're going to talk about the benefits of red raspberry for the ladies in your life. And then every week, we're going to talk about some healthy ingredient of the week. In this particular week, we're going to talk about turkey tail, which is a favorite mushroom of mine. And we are going to, of course, always have some plant-based living in the news, where I will share with you some of the news about plant-based living in hopes that you can get excited, continue to get excited, or will get more and more excited about embracing more plants in your life. And finally, we will talk about other wellness news that may not fit in any of these other categories. And this particular week, we're going to talk about psychedelic mushrooms because they're fantastic. Okay, so let's get started first and foremost. And of course, as the public continues to come over and ask questions, hopefully we'll have a bigger and bigger audience. So before I forget, please make sure that you click on that subscription button and then that notification button so that we can get to spread the word about healthy living to more and more people every week. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. And again, this is my first time sharing my screen. Let's see. I'm going to stop the text right here so you can see the screen better. And I am going to show you. Okay, so why am I not seeing the rest of it? Let's see if there's any way. Okay, so let's see. If I go here. Oh, if I go here. How about I do the opposite thing? Yes! Check me out. Okay, so I'm going to share here. I certainly hope I can see myself while I'm sharing my screen. So hopefully we'll understand. Okay, so first things first, let's talk about red raspberry. This is one of the easiest and most popular herbs out there in the market. And hopefully next week I'll learn how to see myself while I'm doing this. That way I can see the comments or suggestions from people. But I'll find out later on if that's even possible. So for today, we're going to show you the benefits of red raspberry. This is a plant that is often used. We often use the leaves or the flower part of the plant, and it is mostly used for women, especially young people that are struggling with menstrual cramps, PMS, and or are trying to keep their lady parts working efficiently for the time when you might be ready for pregnancy and potentially childbirth. It is really high in certain vitamins and minerals. It is also incredibly high in antioxidants. And I have not experienced any of the bottom three, but it apparently eases menopausal symptoms. So this is one of those plants that you can use from the moment you get your first menses all the way up to through menopause. because it actually helps with hormones and balance your hormonal life. It actually improves your skin eventually. And it says here that it helps heal mouth sores. I have personally never experienced the mouth sores part, but I can tell you that for somebody who has struggled with period cramps most of my life, red raspberry in combination with Vitex, it is one of those combination botanicals that I love to use all the time, and I recommend to my clients all the time. It has been used for those uses for hundreds, if not thousands of years. We don't have a lot of studies around them, but we know the anecdotal references tell us that they have been very effective. And in my experience, red raspberry tea can help quite a lot. As you can see, it is very high in vitamin A, C, E, calcium, iron, and potassium. It is also very high in antioxidants. And it's high also in tannins and flavonoids. So you will notice that it's really strong in those compounds, because when the tea is very strong, it will kind of like dry up your mouth a little bit. So if it's too much, you might want to combine it with other things. I love to combine it with ginger for menstrual cramps, or with fennel when I'm feeling a little bit gassy or PMSy. And it kind of helps dissipate a little bit of those tannins that will make it a little bit harder to drink. And like I said, it's great for menopausal symptoms. The tea is often taken by perimenopausal people. So people that may get a period here and there, but are mostly suffering from menopausal symptoms. And you can take 2 to 3 cups a day. That's what I take when I'm feeling very crampy. But if you are in menopause, you might want to take, or may need to take, a little bit more, up to 4 cups a day. Obviously, improving your skin, it comes with the territory when you're balancing your hormones. And in a study in 2015, they actually used the extract, apparently in tincture form, so very, very concentrated, on people that have issues that eventually lead to sores in their mouths. And apparently the participants reported that they had experienced a lot of less pains, and like a healing process that was a little bit shorter. So they felt better faster. So the way I actually take it is taking about 3 cups a day. When I'm not menstruating, I will take 1 or 2 cups a day. And then right before menstruation, I bring it up to about 3 cups a day. So let me go back here to see if there's any comments. Thank you so much for being here, Sam King. I'm going to go back to my articles, and we're going to move on to the next topic, which is turkey tail. Okay, turkey tail is this gorgeous mushroom that you see here in your screen. And it's called turkey tail because it kind of looks like one of those big fancy peacock tails. You see that it has a little bit of different coloring, some green, some beige. Some of them have bluish hue and purplish hue. And it, depending on the angle of the sun or the light, you'll see different colors. So it looks like a gorgeous, turkey tail. It is ubiquitous. It's very easy to find, very easy to consume. I love it. Most medicinal mushrooms are phenomenal at supporting your immunity. But I specifically love this one because it is very easy to consume, very easy to find, and it's less complicated on the environment and on the people that are growing this mushroom for us to consume it. Most of them are packed with antioxidants. They are really great at fighting those free radicals that are actually these molecules that will eventually lead to inflammation and to chronic diseases and potentially life-threatening diseases. People have been taking turkey tail in powder form, and I'll tell you in a minute how best to take them, for many, many years, to reduce inflammation and help your body fight off potential diseases, great at immune boosting and great at immune supporting. So they do two things. They support your immunity, right? So when you're healthy, they keep you healthy. And when you're not feeling well, they support it, right? They kind of like stave off diseases and help you feel better faster. Really, really amazing. The one thing that I want to mention here particularly is that a lot of scientists out there are learning about the power of turkey tail when it comes to cancer. There was a study, very small study done many years ago in the Pacific Northwest with women with I believe it was stage 3 and 4 breast cancer, if I remember correctly. And these studies showed that these women took a very large amount of turkey tail, somewhere between, I want to say between 3 and 6 grams, which is quite a lot. And within 8 to 12 weeks, most of them showed improvement in the cancer. One important caveat is that this is not a replacement of cancer treatment. Most of the teachers out there that I follow and the scientists will tell you, look, you want to marry both the Western medicine ways with the Eastern medicine or traditional medicine traditions. And to me, it makes absolute sense that if you're somebody struggling with cancer, you talk to your doctor, you find the best treatment for you, whether it is do nothing, whether it is do radiation, chemotherapy, whatever it is that you decide to do. And also consider doing some alternative treatments, like increasing the amount of anti-inflammatory foods, doing potential cleanses, perhaps taking some supplements like turkey tail, reading and learning and becoming an ally to and with your physician is the best course of action. Your physician is not the end all be all. They are not the only ones that know. You know your body better than anybody else. And it is up to you, because it's your life, to do the research and bring it forward to your doctor. And if you get a chronic or life-threatening disease, do this. Eventually, the medical community will have no choice but to consider, at the very least, some of these particular ways. And I don't know what happened to my screen, because I was sharing my screen and it went away. So I'm just going to go back to it. My apologies for that. Let me click here, showing stream. All right. Let me move on to plant-based in the news. So this is just a quick little kind of like in the news segment. I just wanted to show you that there's at least 2 people, amazing Tom Felton, which is one of the big kids from the Harry Potter movies. Well, they're not kids anymore. They're now in their 30s, and they are very wealthy, and they're investing in plant-based foods. And Natalie Portman, this is Felton right here. Natalie Portman, as you know, is right here. And so they have invested in a woman-founded business that uses jackfruit and other ingredients to craft vegan meats, including burger patties, pepperoni, and fish fillet. It's a company called Jack and Bry. It's based in the UK, and it is phenomenal. I love that celebrities are putting their money where their mouth is, and slowly but steadily getting the word out there that plant-based foods can be the future, right? It's good for the environment, it's good for your health, it's good for all of us. Going back to the other news, I think I'm gonna click here. I wanted to show you some of the amazing countries that I have traveled with. I haven't been to all of these countries. I've been to most of them. And but if you are somebody that loves plant-based eating and want to make sure that you continue on with your journey towards veganism or plant-based eating, that you are traveling feeling confident about the places that you're going and the foods that you're consuming. If you are in the United States, chances are when you go to other parts of the world and you try their food, you're like, oh my God, this food tastes like richer and better. It's almost like the ingredients are like pressure. And this has been my experience, unfortunately, in almost every country. I remember going to Peru and having this amazing quinoa soup. And I was like, why is the quinoa here so much tastier than the quinoa that we eat in the United States? Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you how it is. So some of the countries are India, of course, has an enormous tradition of plant-based eating because there's a lot of people that follow religions like Jainism and Hinduism that call for them to remove animal flesh. Animals are considered very sacred and people can reincarnate into animals. So they stay away from consuming animals lest they end up consuming their own ancestors. So India, I've never been to India, but I love Indian food and I highly recommend you to try it. The United States, I'm going to skip it because even though, I mean, listen, the United States, let me not skip it. It is the richest country in the world. It's the country with the most alternatives when it comes to, or one of the countries with the most alternatives when it comes to plant-based eating. Almost every big city in the United States will have some plant-based alternative. It is up to you to do your research and find the plant that works for you, and the restaurants and the places that work for you. Thailand. Thai food is fantastic. Some of my favorite dishes include the Thai curries, which are like coconut milk based, and they are incredible. But this is not, the curries are just the ones that are the most popular, but the Thai cuisine is really just vast and amazing. So make sure that you embrace it if you ever go to Thailand. But if you don't get to go to Thailand, go to any big city, anywhere else you are, and chances are you will find amazing plant foods. I've been to Israel, and I can tell you that the plant foods, especially the Israeli food is very similar to Middle Eastern food and Mediterranean food, right? Since they are in the Mediterranean. And I was for full vegan by the time I went to Israel, and I did not have a bad meal at all. Really awesome. The United Kingdom is one of those countries that you will say, this is not a country that I would ever think of when I think about plant-based eating, but they are getting bigger and stronger and better when it comes to plant-based foods. And so, London is one of the most vibrant, amazing cities in the world. So finding, alternative foods and plant-based foods will not be hard at all. Canada, well, if you're in the United States, your neighbors of the North are amazing people, pretty sweet. And the foods, I've been to Vancouver, I've been to the French side of Canada, so Quebec City and Montreal, and all three places have had amazing plant foods. And finally, Germany. Germany is, actually, that's second to last. Germany, also a big country, and a country that naturally does not, or it's also not known for their plant foods. But when I went to Germany, the first time I went to Germany, I was eating meat all the time, but not like the embutidos, like the little like sausage-like foods that they eat. And we were asking for healthier options like fish, and they always accommodated. The second time I went to Germany, I was already a plant-based eater, and every restaurant we went to had at least one or two options or can veganize the option. And then finally, Australia. I have never been to Australia. I would love to. I need a month so I can go there and explore and see the world from Australia, because from the United States is like 24 hours of travel, and I am not going there for a week. Like I need at least a good month, and then I will go to New Zealand too because it is fantastic. All right, finally, I want to move on to my last piece of news, which is other wellness news. In this particular case, I wanted to talk a little bit about psychedelic mushrooms, because psychedelic mushrooms continue to be in the news slowly but steadily. In certain parts of the world, they are already decriminalized and or legalized. In the United States, it's only decriminalized in just one or two cities around the country, but it is coming. This is a wave of legality, similar to what happened with cannabis, people will start to slowly change their point of view about psychedelics, because study after study, studies done in Germany, in Israel, even here in the United States, show that psilocybin, which is the kind of like the chemical compound of these mushrooms, is well known to help with people that have issues with depression and anxiety, especially people that have been on medication and treatment for many years, and they're resistant to those treatments. Their conditions is actually resistant to those to those medication. So now in the state of Washington, as you can see, they actually are putting forth laws and or potential laws that will decriminalize psilocybin, and more importantly, will actually get them used in a controlled manner, just like marijuana back in the day, for people struggling with mental health issues. In California, where it's decriminalized in places like Oakland, there is another wave where hopefully we will pass very soon some sort of law or thing in the law that will decriminalize it for the entire state. And hopefully, not just the pharmaceutical industries, but other manufacturers will take advantage of this in a responsible manner, and will allow people to use more research to be done, and more therapies to have access to these ingredients as medicine, because they truly, I truly believe in botanicals and the botanicals potential for helping increase our lives. And we now know how amazing cannabis is for many conditions, and people are slowly starting to change their point of view when it comes to these plants, and it's a matter of time before we change our point of view about psilocybin too. We owe it to ourselves to, at the very least, learn about them and study them and become more and more comfortable and finding out whether or not they are safe to use, and whether or not they can be continuously used to help improve the quality of life of millions of people struggling with all kinds of different conditions. So that's it. That is the broadcast for today. Thank you so much for listening. Once again, I will continue to learn a little bit more about this and become a little bit tighter with my broadcast, but I'm really excited to do this every week. So make sure that you share these particular broadcast with all of your friends, and that you subscribe for more tips and a jolt of motivation for your healthy, happy, and beautiful life. See you soon.